Hello Doctor Who fans, good morning. It's about 10 a.m. here in Cyprus. I hope you've all put your clocks back if you have to. I think over in America you're not doing that. So welcome to Doctor Who, The Woman Who Lived, My Faults. Well, I thought the first 5 minutes, I thought, oh, this is a bit dull, this is a bit talkier. I'm not liking this. And I also thought it was a bit weird because Stephen Moffat co-wrote the episode, but then last night's episode was written by someone totally different, and I thought, that's a bit odd, isn't it? With a two-parter, normally the same people write both episodes, so that was really a strange thing to do. But after those slow 5 minutes, it just got better and better and better. So well done to the lady, the ex-Hollyoaks. It's Hollyoaks' birthday this week, I've got it in the head. Congratulations to the ex-Torchwood writer who wrote the episode. And we'll talk about the Captain Jack shout out later on. A really good episode. It was definitely a character episode. I thought that Maisie Williams' character was brilliant. I thought Maisie Williams did brilliant with the character. I thought the character was well written. Again, Peter Capaldi is just beyond reproach as far as I'm concerned. He's a brilliant actor. I don't think everyone's feeling his Doctor yet, but it's early days yet. I think he's definitely going to be there for season 10 at least. So I think eventually we'll love him and we won't want him to leave and it'll be the same thing again. So really good episode. I kind of miss Clara though. I really miss Jenna Coleman. I didn't think I actually would miss her being from an episode, but I actually did. So that's kind of a sad thing knowing that she's leaving. That's kind of odd to me, right? You've got this companion that's been there for 2-3 years. This is her final season. And they scrape her out of an episode. I know she turns up 5 minutes later, but that 5 minutes actually, I want to talk about that as well. But on to the episode, I thought it was a very interesting mixture. Some people saying again that the alien, the threat of the episode, wasn't really featured that much. Like last week, really that was just a subplot. The main plot line was Rashilda, I can't remember what her name is, but basically Maisie Williams' character. That's the whole. This is the whole thing about this two-parter. I thought it was a really interesting thing. I thought she starts off as a very sweet young woman, and then what happens is, of course, in this episode, she's kind of bitter and twisted about being alive, losing her babies, which was very compelling. Lots of things. She just wasn't happy about being alive, so she's kind of blaming the Doctor, and she's begging him to take her with him, but he's not having none of it. His opinion is that basically, because they're both immortal, they're both coming from the same point of view, and he doesn't feel that's right for him to travel with someone like that. And she's not happy about it. But of course, she's trusting this lion alien, and obviously that comes to bite her on the backside. So that doesn't work out, but she obviously learns a moral lesson. And I thought it was all really interesting because at first she's quite happy to put that thing on the guy and let him die. But then, of course, when she realises she's been double-crossed, she wants to save all those people. She clicks back into being that lovely, sweet girl from the first episode. And Maisie Williams does play a good, heroic person really well. That's why I love her on Game of Thrones. That is the main reason, because I really believe in that character in Game of Thrones, that she's lost all her family, her mother, her father, her brothers, her sister. She's on her own and she's had to survive. That's why I think that's what's so amazing about her. But back to Doctor Who, and so I thought that was just brilliant. The kind of on-screen chemistry between Peter Capaldi and Maisie Williams was something quite brilliant. But it's just another. It's just another unique episode from this unique, diverse season that they've done. Lots of people are saying it. This is the best season in years. I think it's the best season since 5. I liked season 6, but season 6 wasn't everyone's cup of tea. I think season 5, I think lots of people thought, yes, Doctor Who's in safe hands with Stephen Moffat. I don't necessarily think it's not in safe hands, but I'm just saying that it's been a mixed response. Season 6, season 7, season 8, all mixed. But this year, more positives than negatives, and that's great. Also, I just want to get in here about this thing about ratings. We know in the UK he's been up against X Factor, he's been up against the rugby, and they've really to get 3, 4, 5 million viewers before you count how many people recorded it and watched it on iPlayer. It's actually really strong. They're not weak ratings. There's one of these sites on Facebook I just read saying that ratings are falling in the US. No, ratings are not falling in the US. They're actually going up and up and up. They're doing really well in the US. So this negative thing about ratings, no. Doctor Who in the UK does not get the big numbers it did under Russell T Davies, 6, 7, 8 million. Forget that. That's gone. That's gone now. Russell T Davies, for me, was the man for the job, as far as I'm concerned. You may not agree with that, but I think he knew how to appeal to everyone, to the kids, to the adults, to the girls, to the women. You know, he appealed to a more broader spectrum of the audience, and that's why Doctor Who was more of a mainstream show back then, and that's why it was more popular. Now the Stephen Moffat era appeals to a certain type, and really it's still quite good to get those kind of numbers. So that's what you get when you get Stephen Moffat. You can't really judge it, but I think every episode this year has been so diverse, so unique, and I just want to go into what happened at the end. The little conversation between Maisie Williams' character and the Doctor. Now, I don't know. I want you to tell me what you think. I honestly do. Do you think she was threatening every single person he's ever travelled with? Because that's what it sounded like. It sounded like, when you leave, I'll be there, ready to pounce, ready to, I don't know, kill every companion you leave behind. She's kind of got an issue with him for leaving people behind. So I don't know. And then he goes, are we enemies? And she goes, of course not. So she sounded a bit threatening. Then in the end, we saw her in that selfie, in the back of the selfie that Clara had taken with her student. So this is now looking like, I don't know, I want you to actually feed it back to me. Do you think that Maisie Williams' character is not the new companion, but is a new enemy for the Doctor, and will have something to do with Clara leaving the show? Could she kill Clara? Could she trap her somewhere? This is what I'm wondering. It's looking that way at the moment for me. From the way I perceived it, she was threatening the Doctor and his companions, more his companions. She can't really hurt the Doctor. First of all, she hasn't particularly got the intellect to hurt the Doctor, and she hasn't got anything. So all she's got is that she's immortal, but so is he, and he's more clever than her. So how do you hurt a man like that? You hurt the people that he cares about. Now, of course, this is going to be devastating. I absolutely loved the shout out to Captain Jack. I thought it was brilliant. I loved the way he said it. You know, I used to travel with a man who was immortal, Captain Jack Harkness. She goes, what? Who's that? I thought, what do you mean, who's that? Like, one of the most amazing. Anyway, and he goes, don't worry, he'll get round to you. I actually cracked up laughing, and I thought that was brilliant. And I believe under Stephen Moffat, under this era, we will never see John Barrowman return as Captain Jack. Never. It will never happen. People say to me, why does he slip things in? Why does he get the writers of the episode? Why does he do it himself to slip the name in? Because I believe when Stephen Moffat eventually leaves, I think there's a great opportunity, and I think even though Russell T Davies has said he's done with Doctor Who, he's done with writing episodes while Stephen's there, he would never do that. Because you just don't do that, especially if you run something and someone else is running it. It's really hard. But I think he is interested in running the show again. If he came back, it would be the best thing for the show. I'm happy at the moment for Stephen to stay on another season or two or whatever. But I think if Russell T Davies is interested, and after I saw that passionate speech fighting for the BBC's future, the man's still got the passion. He's amazing. He's one of mine. As an amateur writer, Russell T Davies is someone that I look up to because I think he's so clever, so intelligent, such a great talker. So that's what I think. I will give this episode at least, again, 8, 9 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed it. As I said, the first 5 minutes I thought, what we got here? But it was really character driven. You got the Doctor trying to save her soul. That's what I loved about it. And she's kind of slipping away. She's so angry that she's kind of had to live this long, and she blames him. And she doesn't understand. Why did you leave me? You didn't even come here to see me. You came here by accident because you were looking for something else. And I think that was really brilliant. I think this season is really looking good. What am I talking about? Bring on the return of Osgood and the Zygons. Really great chance of the magnificent Osgood of being the Doctor's next companion. We'll talk again next week. Don't forget to check out my Facebook page, Doctor Who is Forever. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.